What is going on, Fight fans? So we got to talk about the roundtable they just did. Obviously, we did a reaction to it, but we need to talk about the biggest bombshell, early access, and what does that mean for us, for the consumers, for you guys, even for the console players. Let's go ahead and jump into that video. Okay, so the biggest bombshell coming from the roundtable was that early access is still a thing. If you don't remember, a lot of that thoughts of early access from many people, including myself, was that they were foregoing early access, as early access is usually a funding model. Maybe a beta was going to come out, or an alpha where we could test stress the servers that would be free for a short period of time, just to see if there was any kinks that they could iron out without using a funding model per se. I do think that they've decided to go with the early access because the game is not nearly as ready as we think it is. So now this creates a twofold system. We get the game early and get to actually play something, but also it tests the game. So it encompasses all of these elements in one package. It gives the consumer the game to play early, and they can stress test the servers, test the mechanics, test the balancing of the game, test any metas that materialize, that overpower anything else. They can test those kind of things, and then they can see what to do from there. They can fix it, they can sharpen it. So by the time the full release comes out, then you will be able to play the game on consoles in a very fully fleshed out version where everything has been balanced and all of these different glitches and things of that nature have been cleaned out. But what does early access actually mean for you in terms of getting your hands on the game? Now, a lot of people are kind of upset because they feel as if early access is shunning the console players. I'm going to tell you right now, it is not, guys. Early access, right? The reason with early access existing, had early access not existed, everyone, PC, console players, everyone would have had to wait for the full release, and we don't know when that is. And my assumption is it might take a while. I think I say this because the fact that they're even going the route of early access makes me feel that the game isn't fully completed yet. So when you take that into account, had they not done early access, no one would have access to it. It's not like they made it for PC players only and that's it, and they'll have access, and now they have to push full release so that PC players can play first. That's not the case. Early access only exists because the game isn't ready yet. If the game was ready yet, we'll just have a full release, but it isn't ready yet. So my thing is, if you don't have a PC, there are still some workarounds that you can do. For example, if you have a decent computer or a decent laptop, as Jay Soba mentioned in my live stream, you can use the NVIDIA GeForce streaming service and stream it at high quality to your laptop or your PC without having to have a gaming PC. So keep that in mind. You should start Googling that and taking a look at how you could take advantage of that. If you have something like a Steam Deck, you may be able to also play the game early or during its early access stage. You would have to have a Steam Deck, and with the Steam Deck, you don't have to spend $1,000, $2,000 on a PC. You could spend whatever the Steam Deck costs, which I think is maybe $300 or $400, and then from there you can play. And you could even connect your Steam Deck to your TV or connect your Steam Deck to a PC monitor and be able to play like that if you still want that experience of having it on a big screen. And of course, you could buy a PC. That is a possibility. I understand that is crazy to ask someone to buy a PC, but this is the root of what I'm trying to get to. At least the game will be available to some degree. Something something is always better than absolutely nothing. And early access almost nearly confirms. I'm not going to say 100% because you never know what they're doing with it, but it almost nearly confirms that we will have the game available to us by this year. Because if they're taking off career mode, which they confirmed is going to be taken off, if you're taking off career mode, which is a massive portion to the game in terms of the complexity of the things that have to go on inside the game, if you have the core gameplay already almost ready to go and you take off career mode, you could essentially release the game in very, very soon. So I'm going to go out on a limb and say it's almost a guarantee that early access will release in 2022. This is what makes early access super powerful, is that we will be able to play the game up until the full release. It's not like a beta or an alpha where you get a short period of time, then they pull it away from you. You play the game until the game releases. And that is a massive, important element. And they confirmed in the roundtable that the online will be part of the early access. And that is even more of a huge news to get, because that's what will hold you on for the remainder of the time until the full release before we get career mode. Online is the longevity tool. People played Halo 2 all the way up until Halo 3 released. I remember playing Halo, having to take Halo 2 out of my Xbox, the CD, to put Halo 3 in. That, and the only reason I kept playing Halo 2 or, you know, anything in terms of even Fight Night for so many years is because of the online, not because of the single player experience. Now, I know the single player experience is important, but what keeps longevity after that single player experience has been exhausted is the online portion. The constant, non-stop, infinite ranking, ranking up, ranking up, trying to get to the leaderboards, continuing to fight, building up your online record. Those things are what creates that infinite gameplay loop that keeps people coming back to these types of games. So the fact that it's early access means we're more than likely, almost 100% guaranteed, getting this game being able to play it this year. And it's coming with online, which means it will definitely hold us on or hold us over until the full release where we get career mode and all that. Once they said that they're pulling career mode, that automatically told me that we're definitely probably more than likely getting early access this year. So I just want to tell you guys, please don't be upset if you're a console player. It's not that they don't want to give consoles early access. It's just that the way early access works, you can't really give it to console players. It's not the same hurdle that they have to do on Steam as it would be for PlayStation and Xbox. PlayStation and Xbox are much more controlled, much more that company controlled, where the quality control of the games and there's certain games that could pass to be on the PS Store and the Xbox, and you have to have a certain level of criterias met for your game to be able to put them on there. And the update system is very, very slow with the consoles, as opposed to how it would need to be with early access, when they're constantly tweaking it and adding that update on a constant flow. It's just early access is always done, always done on the PC, on Steam usually. And it's not that they're trying to slight console players, that's just the way it works. But the good thing is that when it finally releases, when it's at full release, it will come out for console players. And in the meantime, if you have a friend that has a gaming PC, if you get your hand on the Steam Deck, if you use NVIDIA GeForce streaming, if you can find a way to get your hands on it, content will be made. It will be out there in the world where multiple people will be able to dissect it and play it and compete in there. It's going to be out there. So no matter how you slice it, trust me, in this scenario, it is better than just not having it until full release. This is a better situation, in my opinion. But I get it. I get the frustrations of console players. I 100%, I understand it. I would be frustrated too. Heck, I bought my PC back in 2020, December or November, in preparation for December, when ESBC was scheduled to come out in December of 2020 before they delayed it. My PC was purchased for that. But the cool thing is, once I got my PC, my editing, my creating videos, everything became much easier, much faster, streamlined. I'm able to do Twitch streams with high presentation and all these different things, and gaming that came from PC. It's difficult to even go back to my PlayStation and Xbox after playing on PC, to be very honest. All of that stuff just gets compounded, and now my PC is so multi-purpose. Like, I'm not like, damn, I wasted this money on my PC. I use it literally every single day. I'm making this video using that PC and the power of a gaming PC and the speed. So it's multi-purpose. Even if you were to get a PC, don't think so much like, oh, I'm getting a PC just for a game. Kinda, that's what I did, but you end up actually using that PC for so many different things. If you want to decide to create content, there's going to be nothing easier and more streamlined than getting a powerful PC to edit and do all these things that normally, if you do it on a regular PC, there's a lot of buffering, a lot of like crashing. That's what I used to do until I got my gaming PC, and now everything is much easier for me. So just my 2 cents on early access. In my opinion, it is a good thing, because it is something rather than nothing. And there's still an availability factor there where you can get your hands on it if you find the means to try to get your hands on it, as opposed to you know, not releasing at all, and then there's no way no one can play it. There's just nothing. You can't even touch it until full release. All right, guys, let me know what you think down in the comment section below. Trust me, I feel your pain. I understand console players. It's not that they're doing this on purpose. This is just the way that early access works with games, and this is the way that, you know, we could play it. We could play it somehow, some way. You can still play it, and that's always a good thing. All right, guys, let me know in the comment section, what are your thoughts about early access? Are you happy that it's happening? Are you just a console player and think this is the worst thing ever because you want to be able to play it on your console? Let me know down in the comment section. I really want to have a conversation about this. I really want to know what you guys think. All right, until the next one, peace out.